Hi, I'm Harish Gurdedi. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is about backups, but before we get into the details, I want to talk about the context behind this video. A few days ago, I had a conversation with a business owner who was looking at AWS backup solution, AWS backup service to implement a backup solution. And the challenge was really about not just using technology, just taking AWS backup service and get going. It's really to understand it's a lot more than just using a product and getting the backup done. So in order to do that, I explained him my backup framework that I use to design backup solutions if required. And that resonated very well, and that conversation was very fruitful. So in this video, I want to share the same with everyone here, so that you can understand that designing a backup solution is not just using some technology like AWS Backup, but it is more process oriented, and it has to it depends on a very solid framework that you need to have to be able to build a solution that works. So that's the thing. So I have a 5-step framework for designing a backup solution for any business. So it could be a small business, it could be a startup, it could be a mid-sized business, but the framework will help me design the backup solution, and I want to share it with you today. So let's dive in. The problem with backups, here's the problem with backups. Creating a centralized backup a solution for a modern day business is really hard and time consuming. Why? The reason is typically any business, if you take, they have something on premise, they have hybrid environments. Not everything is on cloud, not everything is on premise. So typically they have a hybrid environment, right? So that's one. Multiple stakeholders. So all the data is not owned by a single team, data is not and the infrastructure is also not owned by a single group, right? So there are multiple stakeholders with whom you meet, with whom you have to speak and understand how they are managing the data and what kind of backup requirements they have. So in our inaccurate cost estimations, I mean, during my early days of designing backup solutions, it's always the estimates were always wrong, but finally I learned, and I evolved over a period of time, and now have some you know tips and tricks to get the accurate estimation for the backups. Finally, security and compliance. Backups, you have to treat backups the same way you treat your critical data, right? So security is utmost important when you consider about backups, and compliance is based on your business requirements. So not all businesses have compliance requirements for backups, but some definitely do have. um, you know that is, these are the challenges that you have to overcome in order to build or design a good backup solution. So now let's dive into my 5-step framework, about the creating a backup solution. So what I really saying is, or I want to say is, the optimal solution is not just technology is only a part of the solution. So if you are using AWS backup, which is the best service what I believe that is available out there, because it is FedRAMP high certified. So even the federal government can use it. What that really means for normal businesses is that you don't have to worry about security and all the compliance requirement, that it is FedRAMP certified as well. So it's just part of the framework, right? So what you need is a complete process, a framework in which you can plug in the technology and get it done. So this is the 5-step framework for designing a backup solution. So step one is really the assessment. So over the years, what I figured out is I understood how to do the assessment quickly. So I work remote, right? So I live in India, I work remotely, and most of the clients are overseas, US and Canada. The way to do these assessments is just not possible for me to travel or sit and spend long hours on video calls to speak with them. So the assessment has to be in a way it is comfortable for them and for me too. So I developed an assessment sheet that simplifies the process of gathering all the information that I need to build an optimal backup solution. And I'll share the sheet very soon in another video after I explain about it in another video. So that sheet, I, if you have like six stakeholders, that sheet can be shared with all of them and they fill in their own, their thing, and it's pretty customizable as well. So that's step one. So once they get all the information about what they're currently doing, so what does the assessment do? And the assessment is really about what kind of databases they have, what kind of operating systems, what kind of compliance requirements, what kind of cloud services they are currently using, and what kind of security they have, how many people are responsible. So there is a lot of detail in that assessment sheet that helps you, that gives me all the information I needed to build that solution. Step two, I kind of I mean, some architects prefer designing a common solution for on-premise and cloud services, but I tend to keep both of them separate. At the end it could be one product that does it, but the plan for on-premise and plan for cloud services, I tend to keep those two things separate. But the underlying technology, it could be just AWS backup, but the in the framework, the steps, I tend to keep it separate. So step two is really designing the backup plan for all the on-premise data that they have, right? So that's for data from those applications. And step three is backup for plan for cloud services if they are currently on AWS and using DynamoDB databases or applications, whatever EFS, S3, anything that they're doing. It's really about taking the backup plan for the cloud services. Step four is really the final step is really to secure and monitor all the backups, right? So there's so many ways that you can secure the backup. The backup AWS backup vault logs, there are permissions, service control policies if you are using organizations and control towers. So there's so many ways to secure the backups based on how the AWS is set up. All right, so that is, and then enabling monitoring, the cloud watch, and monitoring and audit manager to make sure we know who's accessing those, right? So that's the final step generally for a small business. But if you are growing, if you are a mid-sized business and or your business is scaling so fast, finally the step five is scaling with automation. So you can automate all the backups using AWS backup, or if you are already using systems manager, you can use that to automate your backups. So finally, if you want to scale your backups, is really that's the step is required, and you have to you will be able to automate your backup process because it gets really difficult as you start doing more and more backups and your business is growing. So that's the five-step framework that I developed over the years to be able to design a good backup solution that works in the long run. I hope this video is useful. Thanks a lot for watching. Subscribe to this channel because now I'm going to start a new series on all the doing backups. There will be a lot of technical videos and some videos on doing the backups. So thanks for watching and talk to you soon.